Hi, my name is Stephanie Anderson. I am a foodie for Jesus. I actually had a different topic planned for today, but there's been something that's I've been convicted of, especially today, and I feel like I need to share that instead. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about this last week that I've had and also this week ahead that I'm anticipating. I'm in a very busy season of life and with my work, with my job. I have a corporate job, and it's been quite overwhelming. I've been overwhelmed with a whole bunch of really good things, but with all of them together, it's been hard to keep up with. As a result, I have kind of been having a pity party for myself and I'm so busy, and thinking of the responsibility I have with my job as well with my family, with the other things that I feel called to do. And because of that, yesterday in particular was really rough. And it was definitely I wasn't on my game, and I was probably not that pleasant, especially for my husband to be around. And definitely wasn't showing him the respect and honor that he deserves as my husband and that I am called to show as a wife. And in return, he's just showing me so much grace and so much understanding and so much love and caring. And I feel like I'm oftentimes apologizing to him because of that. And something that I'm working on, and I feel like as my issues with food have been being relieved, as I'm going through this transformation related to my relationship with food and putting my relationship with God and my salvation through Christ, putting that really front and center and really praying hard about this transformation related to food, I feel like as that's getting out of the way, I'm able to have more clarity around these other areas in my life. And one of the things what I want to cover today is about this idea of tomorrow or not today. This mindset that I've been stuck in for the last week. And even as I've been in last week and then anticipating this busy week ahead, I've kind of had this light at the end of the tunnel, things are going to be calmer basically a week from now. And so it's a busy time. So work has been very busy. My husband's starting to get busier at the farm, and he's also has some responsibilities where he's not able to be at home with us for a few days, which makes it trickier, which then again I feel it makes me so much more appreciative of all that he does when he's not here, because I realize that. And I think God sometimes uses that as a reminder. So on top of all of the busyness of working, 50-hour weeks with work, maybe even longer than that, and then wanting to be the best mom and wife that I can be, and knowing that I'm definitely not perfect in that area, and then having responsibilities of other things I feel called to do with ministry, with the church, with Foodie for Jesus, these things that are important to me and that I feel called to do. It's just been overwhelming. And on top of that, it's at the time of this recording, it is tax season. So we're getting all of our taxes together between, the different things that we've got going on, working on getting taxes together, which is not my type of fun at all. And then additionally, having, at the time of this recording, an 8-month-old who does not sleep through the night, who gets me up a few times. On good nights, I'm able to fall right back to sleep, but on other nights, my mind gets kind of distracted and I get distracted by other things and start thinking about things that are worrying me and that I really shouldn't be focusing on at that time of night. And not having a lot of quality time with my husband either, which is really, it can put some strain on the marriage. And again, he shows me so much grace and I love him so much, and I oftentimes end up needing to apologize to him for being the stinker that I am, and yesterday was definitely one of those stinker days. So what really emphasize today is that in these moments that I've been in, I've been like, oh, looking to the future, like, okay, things are going to be better when I just get through this craziness, when I get through my business trip next week, when we get our taxes completed, when we're both done. So he's gone for a few days and then I'm gone for a few days, and like when we're all back together, then things are going to be better, and kind of looking at this light at the end of the tunnel. And I did that all the time. With my food issues as well. I was like, oh, today isn't the right time, but maybe this next project I'm going to be starting with work, or a different location that I'm in, or what if I move? Thinking that all of these other external variables are going to change my situation and my ability to, whether it be eat well or be, able to, be joyful about things. And, as I'm at a season right now where I'm definitely being transformed, I'm very grateful to say that as I've been in kind of this messy last few days, is that God has provided these opportunities, help me to keep the food in perspective. While I haven't been, I'll use the word perfect, and that's not the right word to use because none of us are perfect. But while I know there's still areas for improvement there, I have not been turning to the food the way that I used to be. So that in itself is amazing. And with food out of the way, I've been able to have more clarity around other areas, other shortcomings that I have that I need to work on, and that I need to be praying about, and discussing and praying with my husband about. And that's been a blessing. But what I want to emphasize right now is that we are called to find joy in the moment that we're in. And we can't, I'm a planner, and planning so far ahead or expecting that down the road things are going to be so much better or so much different, like what right now can be done. And so there's a verse, and I actually just pulled this little post-it note off of my monitor in my office. And it's one that I like to go back to. And it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. A few words that jump out there. Rejoice always, not just sometimes, or not just, oh, I'll be able to rejoice down the road when things are easier, when I'm less stressed out. No. It's always. Rejoice always. Pray continually, right? Always in constant conversation with the Lord. So important. And giving thanks in all circumstances. All circumstances. Not circumstances that are easy. Not circumstances where we're getting our way. Not circumstances where, just where we're happy and pleased with what's around us. Not just when our kids are behaving, not just when we're getting a good night's sleep. Oh, no. All circumstances, and giving thanks in all circumstances. Wow, like I'm convicted. I definitely have not been doing that, but today, turning the corner. This is what is the shift in my mindset, is to be focused on this 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18, and understanding that this is God's will for us in Christ Jesus. So that light at the end of the tunnel may or may not be a real light. Things may not get easier then. I think sometimes we set ourselves up for these false hopes, false expectations of things totally being different or easier. I know with my food, I always thought, if I lived in a different place, that would be easier. Or if I got a dog, it would be easier. Like ridiculous things that don't always fit. But the key, what right now can you be doing? How can you find joy in knowing that this is God's will for you right here today? Whether it's rainbows and happiness and everybody's getting along great, or if it's messy. If it's messy and stressful, like this last week that I've been having. So as I'm turning the corner from one very busy week into another very busy week, it's a good mindset shift for me to recognize that this busyness, like God's using me in this, and this is God's will, and what can I learn from Him through it? And again, the middle part. Pray continually. The second, so rejoice always, pray continually. How can I be rejoicing every day in this busyness and praying continually? So whether you can relate to this with your food and having the tomorrow syndrome or the not today. I was always in this perpetual state of procrastination when it came to my food. But whether it be with food or other areas of your life, how can you be in the moment? And encourage you to make your own little post-it note. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. Thank you. Look forward to next time.